Have you ever found yourself sitting at your kitchen table late at night, just kind of staring at a screen full of bills, feeling completely lost?
Oh, yeah. I think we've all been there.
Right. Or maybe you've experienced that incredibly frustrating, almost absolute exhaustion of watching everyone else around you seemingly succeed while you keep asking yourself the exact same question month after month.
Like, why does the money always slip away?
Exactly. Why does money always slip away from me, even though I'm working so incredibly hard? You know, you put in the overtime hours, you skip the expensive vacations,
You play by the rules.
you do absolutely everything society taught you to do. Go to school, get a job, work hard. And yet at the end of the month, the bank account looks exactly the same, empty.
It's exhausting.
It feels like you're running at top speed just to stay in the exact same place.
It is a devastating feeling. And honestly, it's the quiet, unspoken reality for the vast majority of people today. But there is a brutal truth that we really need to establish right at the very beginning of our time together today.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's a reality that explains exactly why you feel this way. The economic system we live in is not designed to make you rich.
Wait, really? Not at all.
In fact, it is the exact opposite. The system is intentionally, methodically designed to keep you busy, to keep you deeply distracted, emotionally insecure, and, well, perpetually broke.
Wow. But why?
Because the system functions optimally when you remain a dependable, desperate customer for the rest of your life.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's unpack this. That is a massive, heavy reality to wake up to. I mean, the idea that the struggle isn't necessarily a personal failure, but actually a feature of the environment we operate in.
Exactly, it's systemic.
But, that realization is exactly why we are here. So, to our listener joining us today, welcome to Everyday English Flow. This is your daily English practice focusing on natural speaking and effortless listening flow.
A very warm welcome to you all.
For this deep dive, we have a very specific dual-purpose mission. Today, we are focusing on C1 level English learning, while giving you the ultimate toolkit to take permanent control of your financial life.
It's a powerful combination.
Right. We will explain difficult vocabulary, phrasal verbs, and idioms with example sentences so you can learn while you grow your wealth. We are taking back control of the narrative today.
And that dual mission is incredibly powerful because mastering a language and mastering finance, they actually require the exact same cognitive muscles.
Yeah, that's so true. Discipline and consistency.
Exactly. And before we get into the total 12 brutally honest rules of money we're covering today, I want you to consider the number 30. Just 30.
Just 30.
Yeah. It is widely believed by some of the most important financial thinkers and self-made wealth builders that economic freedom is not just blind luck. It's a product of consistent education. Just 30 minutes a day of intentional learning can change your entire financial destiny.
I absolutely love that framework. 30 minutes. I mean, every single person, no matter how busy they are, can carve out 30 minutes, right?
Absolutely.
And I want to set the tone for this conversation right now.
Yeah.
This isn't about, that fake hustle culture or Lamborghini dreams you see on social media.
Oh, please, no. None of that.
Right. This is a war between the confused version of you and the master of money you're about to become.
It really is a profound shift in identity. And that shift, it has to start with our fundamental perception of what money actually is.
Okay, lay it on us. Rule number 1.
Rule 1, money is a tool, not the goal. People chase money blindly, thinking it's the ultimate destination, but money is just paper, or really just digits on a screen until it's used to buy freedom, time, or peace.
I have to play devil's advocate here, push back a little bit.
Sure, go for it.
Because that sounds beautifully philosophical, right?
Yeah.
But for the person listening right now who is staring down an eviction notice or who can't afford to fix the brakes on their car so they can get to work money, absolutely feels like the only goal.
I completely get that. And that gets right to the heart of survival mode. When you are operating in scarcity, your vision narrows. You believe the paper bills possess some kind of intrinsic magic that will save you.
Right. Because you just need it so badly.
But money has absolutely zero intrinsic value. You can't eat it, it won't keep you warm. If you treat money as the ultimate destination, you will never have enough. The human desire for more is just bottomless.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
So when we say money is a tool, we mean its only actual utility is to be exchanged for things that do have value, like time sovereignty and psychological peace of mind.
So, to use an analogy, it's kind of like having a hammer and convincing yourself that the hammer is a house, right?
That's a great way to look at it.
You spend your whole life collecting thousands of shiny hammers, polishing them, But you're still sleeping outside in the rain. The hammer is
Yeah.
just supposed to build the house.
Exactly.
Let me paint a vivid picture to contrast these two mindsets for our listener. Imagine two people living in the same city. Let's call them person A and person B.
Okay, I'm picturing them.
Person A earns $100,000 a year. On the outside, to all his neighbors, he looks incredibly successful. Huge suburban house, 2 luxury cars, designer suits. But here is the silent reality. He's drowning in loans.
Oh, that's a dangerous place to be.
Right. He works 12 hours a day just to maintain the image. If he loses his job, his entire life collapses within weeks.
A state of constant terror, basically.
Now contrast that with person B. Person B earns $30,000 a year, a fraction of the income. But he has zero consumer debt. He buys groceries carefully, he invests a small portion every month, and controls his own time. Who is truly rich?
It's clearly person B. Person A might have a higher cash flow, but he's a hostage to his own lifestyle.
Exactly. And, as I was describing person A, I used a phrase that we really need to isolate and break down for our English learners.
Yeah.
I said person A is drowning in loans or drowning in debt.
Yes, that is a fantastic, highly evocative idiom that you'll hear constantly in Western financial media.
So for our C1 learners, let's break this down. The literal meaning of drowning, well, it means to die submerged underwater because your lungs fill with liquid. It's absolute panic.
Right. So when we transition this into a financial context, to be drowning in debt or drowning in loans doesn't just mean you owe a little money.
No, not at all.
It means you have so much debt that you cannot manage it. The monthly interest payments are pulling you underwater, physically suffocating you.
An example sentence could be, he looks successful, but he is actually drowning in credit card debt. No matter how hard you paddle, the water level just keeps rising.
It perfectly captures the psychological trap, which leads directly into Rule 2, which acts as a barrier for so many people. You don't need to be rich to learn about money.
Oh, this is the most common excuse. People always say, I'll learn about budgeting when I get a promotion, or I'll invest when I actually have 10 grand to spare.
It's entirely backward. It's like saying, I'll learn how to steer a ship once I'm already in a hurricane.
Exactly.
Money responds to understanding and order, not just income.
Yeah.
If you give $10,000 to someone who doesn't understand money, what happens?
It completely vanishes.
It disappears into credit card traps and lifestyle addiction. We see this with lottery winners all the time. The best time to learn is when you have none, because that's when you are humble and hungry.
I feel a really strong emotional reaction to that. The idea that being broke is actually an advantage for learning. That's wild, but so true. Let me share a quick story.
Please do.
Imagine a poor boy. He earns barely $300 a month. But instead of despairing, he saves $30 of it. He goes to the free library, reads about budgeting, avoids bad debt. Fast forward 10 years, he is completely stable, while people earning 5 times his salary are broke and panicking.
He built the intellectual infrastructure first. That is everything.
Speaking of building things, we are about 10 minutes into our everyday English flow. If you are enjoying this deep dive so far, please hit like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, please do.
And we want to hear from you. Write your answers in the comments section. What was the first money lesson you ever learned? Drop it down below. We love reading them.
Absolutely. Okay, so moving into segment 2. We've established that money is a tool and you must study it early. Now let's look at Rule 3, which involves the absolute most powerful lever in finance.
Which is?
Time. Rule 3. Time is more powerful than money.
Okay, explain the math on this, because we're always taught that a high salary is the secret to wealth.
Right, but the actual secret isn't salary, it's compound growth. Time is the only thing you can't buy or beg for. Let's look at Alex and Ben.
2 friends, same background.
Exactly. Alex is smart early on. From age 20 to 30, he invests $100 a month. Then he totally stops. Total out of pocket, $12,000.
Okay, $12,000 over 10 years. And Ben?
Ben waits. He wants to party in his 20s. At age 30, he panics and starts investing $100 a month every single month until he's 60. Total out of pocket, $36,000.
Wow, so Ben invested 3 times as much of his own cash.
Yes, but here is the crazy part. Because of the exponential math of compound growth, Alex actually ends up with significantly more total wealth than Ben.
Wait, really? Even though he stopped at 30?
Yes, simply because Alex's smaller pile of money had a 10-year head start to grow.
That math just breaks the human brain. And to explain this, let's look at some vocabulary. Financial experts often use the idiom the heavy lifting, or talk about a snowball effect. Let's teach these to our C1 learners.
Great choices. To let time do the heavy lifting means letting time do the hardest work for you.
Right. Heavy lifting literally means picking up heavy boxes, but figuratively it means doing the most difficult part of a project, and the snowball effect.
Imagine rolling a small snowball down a snowy hill. At first, it's tiny, but as it rolls, it picks up more snow, growing faster and getting heavier and bigger as it moves.
Just like compound interest. I have another analogy for this. Let's call it the orchard analogy.
Oh, let's hear it.
When Alex invests his $100, he plants an apple seed. It grows into a tree and produces an apple. That apple is the interest. He plants the seeds from that apple. Now he has 2 trees. Then 4. Then 8.
A literal snowball effect, but with trees.
Exactly. By the time he's 40, his forest is dropping thousands of apples automatically. Meanwhile, Ben is out there sweating, planting seeds by hand at age 30, trying to catch up. Ben works 3 times as hard, but he can't beat the biology of Alex's older trees.
That is a phenomenal conceptual translation. But, to get the seeds in the first place, you have to control your current cash flow. Which brings us to rule 4. Control money, or it will control you.
Okay, I have to jump in here. Budgeting. Budgeting sounds so incredibly boring. Isn't it just a punishment for not having enough money? It feels like a straitjacket.
I hear that all the time. But no, budgeting is actually power. Money loves clarity and obeys order.
Power? How is tracking my coffee purchases giving me power?
Let me reframe this for you. Imagine you get a surprise $500 bonus.
Love a surprise bonus.
If you don't plan for it, what happens? It vanishes to coffee, random Amazon purchases to take out. You're left with $4 and a ton of guilt.
Yeah, that sinking feeling of where did it go?
But if you give every dollar a job, like rent, savings, and even fun money, you feel strong and calm, you hold the remote control of your life.
I see. So it's proactive, not reactive.
Exactly. And if you don't do this, you fall into a trap.
Yeah.
Let's introduce another C1 vocabulary phrase here.
Oh, yes. Left teach paycheck to paycheck. This is such a critical phrase in Western culture.
It really is. To live paycheck to paycheck means your expenses are so high or your budgeting is so bad that you spend all your money from one salary payment before the next one even arrives.
Right. An example sentence would be, if you don't control your expenses, you will live paycheck to paycheck, waiting for the next salary just to survive. You have absolutely zero safety net.
And why do so many people live like this, even high earners? It comes down to rule 5. Avoid looking rich. Focus on becoming rich.
Oh, this is so relevant with social media today. The world aggressively sells you the illusion of success.
It does. There is a massive difference between the loud poor rich and the quiet true rich.
Tell me more about the loud poor.
The loud poor are the people leasing luxury cars they can't afford, drowning in credit card debt, flexing designer logos. They are experiencing deep emotional exhaustion trying to keep up the facade.
And the quiet rich.
Simple clothes. Huge liquid savings. Driving a 10-year-old Toyota. Absolute unshakable peace of mind.
I love that. Real power is walking into a high-end luxury room, knowing you could easily afford to buy everything in cash, but consciously choosing to buy absolutely nothing. You don't need validation from a salesperson.
Exactly. You validated yourself. Which brings us to segment 3. The mechanics of wealth. Rule 6 is the law of gravity for finance.
Spend less than you earn no matter what.
It is the oldest, most ignored rule in human history. If you break this, I don't care how talented or lucky you are, no amount of income will save you.
Like a treadmill. Imagine person A earns $5,000 but spends $5,500.
Yeah.
And person B earns just $1,200 but spends $1,000.
Person A is running backward on a treadmill that's going too fast. They're just building a deeper hole.
Right. While person B is slowly, brick by brick, building a wall of freedom, person A is trapped in pretend wealth.
Pretend wealth is incredibly dangerous.
It is. Smiling on the outside at the restaurant, but crying at night on the inside because you don't know how you're going to pay rent. The anxiety just eats you alive.
Which is why, once you create a gap between your income and expenses, you have to move to Rule 7. Make your money work for you, or you'll work for money forever.
Because we only have 24 hours in a day. If your only source of income is trading your time for a wage, you are physically trapped.
Yes, your body is a finite asset. Let's look at some vocabulary here that perfectly describes this trap.
Good idea. Let's explain the phrasal verbs trade-off and burnout.
A trade-off means giving up one thing in return for another. In this case, trading your precious time for money.
And if you do that relentlessly, you will experience a burnout. To burn out means to completely ruin your physical and mental health from overworking, like a candle with no wax left.
Exactly. An example sentence. If you constantly trade your time for money without investing, you will eventually burn out.
So how do we avoid burning out?
We make our money do the work. Let's look at Sarah, the teacher. She makes a modest salary, but she buys dividend-paying stocks every month.
Meaning she gets a tiny cash payment from the companies she owns a piece of, right?
Right. At first, it's tiny, but she reinvests it. Years later, her money pays her electricity bill, then her rent. She has bought her own time back.
And on the flip side, we have Jason. He earns double what Sarah makes, but spends it all on luxury apartments and car leases. He looks rich, but if he gets sick, his income stops and his bills don't.
Sarah has time, Jason has chains.
And Jason usually keeps those chains shiny using our next topic. Rule 8. Debt can be a trap unless you learn to master it.
You have to understand the difference between good debt and bad debt.
Right. Bad debt is borrowing money at 20% interest to buy a TV or luxury clothes. It's just for consuming.
But good debt is strategic. It's taking a business loan at a low rate to launch a profitable product, or a mortgage on a rental property that pays for itself. Good debt is for growing.
The big takeaway here for the listener is that debt isn't your identity. It's a mathematical challenge. Stop using debt to medicate your emotions or feel good and start using it strictly to grow.
Which pivots us nicely into segment 4, psychology and survival. To protect the money you are building, Rule 9 says, money grows in silence. Noise kills wealth.
Oh, this is so relevant today. We live in a world of constant performance, but chasing approval is incredibly expensive.
Let's bring in two very modern English vocabulary words here, flexing and validation.
Yes, you will hear these constantly. To flex originally meant to show off your muscles, but now it means showing off your money or lifestyle in a flashy, arrogant way.
And why do people flex? For validation. Validation is the external feeling that other people approve of you.
An example sentence for our C1 learners. Stop flexing your new purchases online just to seek validation from people who don't care.
Think about two business owners. One rents a luxury glass office just to flex online. He burns through his cash and goes bankrupt.
And the other owner.
Works quietly from a cheap spare bedroom, wears simple clothes, reinvests every dollar, and becomes financially independent in 3 years.
Because noise kills wealth. Build your empire in quiet. But to make sure that empire is safe, you need Rule 10. Don't rely on one source of income.
The single point of failure.
Exactly. Relying on one income is like standing on one leg during an earthquake. If you lose your job, your entire world breaks and you hit the concrete.
Let's look at Clara. She's a full-time nurse. That's her main leg, but she wants stability.
So she starts selling handmade soaps online on weekends, making an extra $300 a month.
Then she creates a short online digital course for nursing students, bringing in another $200 a month automatically.
She is a tripod now. She's stable. She isn't one step away from disaster if the hospital downsizes.
But building those extra legs requires Rule 11. Study money like a student or stay a slave to it.
People always say, I'm not good with numbers. But if you can watch 10 seasons of a complicated TV show and remember all the plots, you can study money for 30 minutes a day.
It is believed by many important financial leaders that life does not reward the smartest people. It rewards the most relentlessly prepared.
Yes. Do not wait for a medical emergency or a crisis to start learning how money works.
Which brings us to our final rule, Rule 12, as we head into the outro. Your beliefs about money shape your entire life.
Even if you master all the math we just talked about, if your subconscious mind is broken, you will completely sabotage yourself.
Let's teach sabotage and subconscious to our English learners.
Okay, the subconscious is the deep hidden part of your mind, like the bottom of an iceberg, that stores your core beliefs and runs automatically.
And to sabotage means to deliberately destroy something. So self-sabotage is when your hidden beliefs quietly destroy your own success.
Let's look at Daniel. He was raised hearing his parents say, money is evil and people like us don't get rich.
So his subconscious associated wealth with bad things.
Right. As an adult, he subconsciously stayed broke. He'd avoid asking for raises, or if he saved $5,000, he'd panic and blow it on a car he didn't need just to relieve the tension.
But Leah's single mom taught her, money is power, don't fear it, learn it.
So Leah built huge wealth because her internal beliefs were aligned with her goals. There was no internal war.
You have to debug your mental software.
Which brings us to the promise bonus. I promised you a bonus at the end, and here it is. The ultimate wealth affirmation to rewrite your subconscious.
This is how you start debugging.
Repeat this to yourself right now. I am no longer scared of money. I am learning. I deserve freedom. I will break the cycle. I will be the first in my family to be free.
That is so powerful because this bonus isn't just about getting rich. It's about healing. It's about becoming the capable person your younger self always needed.
We have covered so much ground today in our C1 Everyday English Flow. If you enjoyed this podcast, there are many more podcasts on my channel. Go check them out.
Lots of great deep dives available.
And right now, I want you to go to the comments section and write, I stay committed. Prove to yourself that you are taking action today. Type it out. I stay committed.
And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you found value here today.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to leave you with a final provocative thought for tonight. Think about this. The money you spent yesterday on random things is gone forever. But the knowledge you gain today will pay you for the rest of your life. Are you ready to let your life make the noise while you build in silence?
Boom. That's the question. Keep learning, keep building, and we will see you in the next deep dive.